they are being stubborn. They get the lockups in the first section of this big feeder, which gives me 4 sections I can get into. I'm into the third already, straight in. A pretty good pile into manure storage. I've been at this a couple hours. Had to move some stuff here in the lot, so I had a cleaner spot to go back and forth. Otherwise, I muddled up at both ends. What a pain in the butt. Yeah, while I was stopped, I figured I'd show you what. A load of really wet reject. It don't pack worth a damn when it's wet. All it does is pump or float out. But right at the end of the feed barn here, when we open the gate to let the cows in, where that steel post is, there's an exposed chunk of concrete there that I just covered up. I'm not even going to try to pack over it. I back scraped it, let the cows do their thing on it. And right in the middle of the screen, I layered a bunch of concrete chunks in there to fill in a big hole. And there's already 2 scoops of rock over it, which I just went over once to pack. That's why you see the ridges in it, because it's trying to pump and it's not that deep. And I'm going to put this bucket full on it and smooth it out. And then I'm going to avoid driving on it. I've been coming in on an angle from down below. I got a hole right next to that post, left side of the gate hole, that I got to go through, but not much I can do other than maybe take a shovel. And I think I got a chunk of concrete over here that's about the right size to put in it, but that's still, you know, I go beating on over that every freaking load, and it's going to beat it out. So. And I just ordered, since they didn't have one in stock, Portland has 11 of them, I think she said, another alternator for this thing. It's what, I got to rev too damn high to excite the alternator so it'll work. And you can read them. At best, it's running almost to 12 on here. I did check it with the meter the other day, and it was running 12.48. I should be running like 14 and a half. And still pegging my thermostat and thermometer. If I got it idled down just below where I really want to run it, it'll run up. They're pushing 12 on that, and this will be fine. But if I run it a little higher, like when I need a little bit of power, yeah, that gauge goes to 250, and that drops to 8. And my fuel gauge, it can't decide if it wants to be at quarter or be on full. And the fuel gauge is actually pretty accurate on here. Oh, and look, number 1's fishing today. Cold weather, we don't know what the hell it's going to do, but usually the fish come out of the tank in the winter, they go in another one with a screen over the top to keep Ichabod out of it. So since the cows aren't in her way and she can get in there, and I cleaned it up so she actually could walk in there, she's fishing. Anyway, I don't know how much it's going to be on video today, because it's not like I'm going to set you up here in the holder, and I don't know if you can hear the rain or not, but it's been doing this off and on. Why I finally had to finish scraping the lot. It was just getting too sloppy, and I was taking too much into the barn, and I couldn't push in to get a scoop. So just more fun. Yeah, we'll end you with this view. The top of the bottom of the bridge is a good 6 or 8 inches underwater. And see how dark it gets when I shut these lights off. Hopefully it's still light enough to, oh yeah, camera picks it up nice. I can't see shit, but the camera can. I'm not going to figure how many hundreds of cubic yards I just shoved in here, but we were kind of full to this post, and I shoved up and pushed up, and you see there how far I pushed ahead. Yeah, let's see, the middle of that pile's a good 8 feet deep. I left a little room here, so we got room to scrape a little. So it's what, 8 feet deep, 20 feet wide, and about 30 feet long. If you want to figure how many cubic yards that is, I'll let you. I'm about to go make some cows very happy, but I gotta do a bunch of gates first. In fact, I'll probably let you go so I can finish all these gates. But look, some gravel here. And when I walk into it, I stink. Ah! Really did there. Because you just can't pack reject. It doesn't work. Not when it's this wet. So hopefully the cows will settle it down. But I gotta close these gates. I scraped what I had to when I started of the lot. Then I ended up scraping the whole thing about 2 hours into it. And this is what it all is now. It was down to almost bare rock. All that's got to go somewhere yet too. But not till I'm all done. I'll bring you back here in a minute. Well, number one, got that water trough cleaned out today. And before I quit tonight, there's 4 scoops of rock where the hole was around it. I don't know how many scoops are here, but I'm trying to keep the water away. So I put it clear out to here. And there's a scoop of concrete chunks underneath it through here. On top of some other concrete. It's actually concrete there. Chunks that were laid in, big chunks that are laid in here. And the original concrete in here, you can see the lines. It's gripped so they can walk on it. That piece over the years has sunk at this corner. Makes it fun going in here. So that corner is actually higher than it used to be. This is leftovers from when we poured the 2-year-old's lot. And it goes from just past the edge of the rock there. Full width of the hole. And it goes into right here. So, give you an idea, that corner is probably 8 inches, at least 8 inches higher than it was originally. And that corner is way low. This was actually level, sideways in here when it was put in. But down as low as I can go with all this. I didn't touch that because if I don't have room for it or I don't get to it, tough shit. It's still there. And the poor cows were, some of the gates are shut before I open it up. They had to cross to the feeder, but I cleaned that out so there isn't any big hump in here. If they lay down, they're not going to get in a position where they can't get back up. Here in a minute, I should be able to see a big egress. And I'm hoping they're going to move so the gate can open that way. Because if they'll let it open that way, I can close it sooner. Love your butt, girl. Come on, move. Move. You're holding up the whole show. Everybody could be out if you would move. Now, if a cow would come in above her and just force through. Not like her. Come on, girls. She don't get to that. Come on, Boomer. Come on, Boom. Blue, shut up. You always have to yell at the cows. Yeah, guess what? They're all crammed over there. Can you tell? Come on, ladies, let's go. Come on. Well, one stupid one's gonna go down below. Only one in the bunch. That's probably the one we had the hardest time getting in to begin with. I didn't want to have to walk through here to get her out of here so I can shut the gate. Come on, girls. Come on, everybody out. You see why we're in the barn, right? This normally would get done September, October, maybe November on a bad year. And usually when it's dry enough to spread all of it. The only other time in my lifetime that we've cleaned this time of year was 8 or 10 years ago, maybe. And I mean, you just couldn't get out. It was nasty. It was a lot wetter than it's been this year. Make sure nobody was over there. And actually had a cow end up down in it. She was right inside the door over here, inside the gate, about 10 feet in. And she, I don't know if she got knocked down or laid down and just couldn't get back up or what. I spent an hour with the skid steer digging out around her so we could get her out. Had a halter on her and a strap around her and drug her out to where we could get straps under her and lift her, sling her. And she was so full of slick shit and everything else, the slings kept slipping. We probably had 50 feet of twine and 2 good slings and 4 or 5 chains hooked to her to get her out of here. And carried her with a skid steer over by the corner of the machine shed. She proceeded to get washed off and a few trips to the house with 5-gallon buckets to get hot water to warm her up. Excuse me. Took about 4 or 5 days before she was actually able to stand up for a very long time and be sturdy. And here's the fun part. And this actually got packed underneath. But it's just so freaking wet. I'm not sinking in like they were, but pumps. Anyway, God, that's probably more than a long enough video. See my mask. I'm gonna go hose my boots off. Go take my frozen butt inside and get warmed up. So, thanks for watching, everybody.